Hello and welcome to Vegie as the human player down top up in the green corner versus NightHunter as the dwarves on Empyrean Coast. That should be a fun one. It's a pretty claustrophobic map, probably the smallest that we have, with only 8 sectors in a usual game and 10 sectors in a long one. Looks like NightHunter goes classic dwarf strats here. First off, double stone into double hunting into double stone to keep the axe wielder spam going, which he's not immediately building, interestingly. Mole Rider going out there looking for stuff.
Completed.
We've got a classic wolf guard opener with our girl already on the creep. 5-man hunter into stone and of course double wood.
The outpost has been built.
Classic
We've
stuff.
expanded our borders.
Nothing too fancy yet. Haven't spent our points yet, so we don't have to rush that. Oh, but NightHunter is gonna get the early grab. Gets the advanced post. Has... actually completely ignored his own. So hasn't even prepped that yet. The question is, will Vegie pressure that post, or will it let it build? Okay, he decides to ignore it. Interestingly, teleports back to that flank, rather than, let's say, to this hunting cabin or woodcutter. To then, for example, rush this side. Which might give NightHunter the edge. So the scouting post does go up. NightHunter now going back to finish his own creep, so that's a little win for him. See if he can capitalize on it. And we all know how strong the early game of dwarves is. Which didn't help this poor mole boy. He got deletus. Hang on, there we go. I am not in the right control scheme. There we go, that's my proper control scheme. For the replays. But I still need that stupid box up here to jump back and forth between our players. So, okay, we do have Fatal Blow chosen. As well as Replenishing Strike, so not too fancy, just that we usually see Brute Force rather than Fatal Blow.
We're being attacked!
But it might enable you, in the late game, to jump on the Hierophant and interrupt the barrage. The trouble is if she's clumped up between units, and you... basically the Shadow Strike might send you just out of range of it. Which could be a little bit annoying.
We're being attacked!
But it can also work the old-fashioned way. Let's see, what's the first coming up here? We have a woodcutter, which is, curiously, economic view, please. Okay, so if free spectating, I do not get to see the resources, so I think I have to pretend I'm building something. Yes, so that's an interesting spot. It's a safe spot. But the juicy wood is down here with the 142. Let's see, where's NightHunter in this? He's still down here. He's trying to grab his own stuff. Stonehold's coming up in the main. Interesting. So a little bit of a slower opener here. It is safer to have these stoneholds in the main, but he also is most definitely not... free spectating.
Our heroes grew stronger.
Up there in the axe wielder count that he could be. But not everybody can be cheese. And NightHunter also is a fan of doing his own stuff a little bit. So we'll see what he does with the dwarves. Meanwhile, scouting posts are coming up, additional stonecutter. So a very economy focused build there by Vegie. That leaves him without units without units for quite a while. Alright, decides not to pressure the workers here, instead very ambitiously trying to... Alright, he's pulling them. For a second I thought he was gonna go for the kill attempt there. But if we now check 6 axe wielders, also the premium bow,
Come again.
versus a lone wolf girl and her scout. So we'll see how that turns out. I think the sand pit here always slows you down, which is quite deceptive because there's no indicator, if you don't know about it. So it's a little bit weird. And sometimes I can never quite tell if it's actually that or the Medusas. But the Medusas have been pulled, and they are close to the workers. So far they haven't done much against them. Oh! There we go. That girl's going for it. So that'll be quite nice. Oh, but the potion I think was picked up by NightHunter there. Both a bit late on the ball, but NightHunter wins that race. Lucky for NightHunter that Medusa's Stalker is actually targeting him and not his precious workers. But the axe wielder count has been basically reset, I think. Yep. Down to a glorious 1. Meanwhile, the flags are not quite coming up. And yeah, disengages here. Because you don't want to engage in a slap fight. Oh, double academy. It's a tier 2 rush, my boys and girls. The problem with building them there is that's also the iron, which he needs for the Gryphons that come out of these buildings.
Building completed.
I mean, he does have iron mines up top here, which are pretty safe. But that's pretty much it.
Yes.
So I don't think there's any barracks. Yep, nope, academies are all there is. Interesting. Dwarves are weak to magic. As if we check here, 25, and axe wielders in particular can shoot back.
What you need?
But the Hierophant could kill shot and scatter shot, of course, into the Gryphons.
What can I do?
And she herself does magic damage. So he only gets 1 shot off every 4 seconds. If we say only. We all seen the damage, we all fear it. It is a pretty scary thing. But the academies do have enough stone and wood for them. So that's gonna come in handy.
Attacked.
Interesting opener. And he's trying to scout for the iron, which isn't there, as we've just established. And Gryphons aren't cheap, because 5 wood, 10 food, and 1 iron, so I hope he takes good care of them. But considering how cheap they are in iron, this rush could be interesting, since he doesn't need that many iron mines to support it. But academies do seem a bit vulnerable here.
I am at your command.
Let's see, does Vegie have any... We have a hashtag no equip, has the tier 2 armor, nothing else. But hasn't actually put it on yet.
Our workers are under attack.
These are some decent round swings, even though the woodcutters are gonna get picked off. But at this stage, he's definitely not hurting for wood. Wrong button. And do not click the restart. So we're up to 12 axe wielders. Let's check the rest of his economy. So stonecutter, hunting cabin, hunting double hunt, and more double hunt. Interesting. So he's been producing all of that with only 2 stonecutters.
Building complete.
Well, 3, I guess. Oh, never mind. I forgot the 2 up here. And good evening to you, KG. Or KG. Axel are gonna get some damage done. Meanwhile, the slap fight is still on. Gryphons are here. They themselves are not vulnerable to anything, but they also don't have resistances. Their DPS is decent. They have a 25% crit chance. So I think that gives you a 10% bonus, I want to say, on your damage. I'm not entirely sure. I don't think it's anything crazy. But that's some nice damage on those axe wielders. So we'll see if it pays off for him. Looks like we're up to 3 by now. Versus only 7 axe wielders.
Just give the word.
And I don't think we have even... Yeah, NightHunter does have no lumber. Which translates into no sentries. So no additional anti-air coming in there. There we go. Charburner is coming up on the lower left as well as there. But the stone income could be a bit better. And my throat is extremely dry right now. Holy Jesus. So let me just take a sip while we watch these Gryphons fly their way over here. Going for those Medusas, I reckon. Ah, that came out of nowhere. Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what NightHunter is up to. He's been running around down here for quite a while. Looks like he's either scouting the middle or is having a bad rally there. Charburners, so they're gonna take a while. Yep, not a single wood has been chopped yet.
Orders?
We're up to 6 Gryphons, which is a pretty damn good number. And since they're flyers, you can kind of just shift-click your way through the axe wielders if you're so inclined. Since they don't get obstructed, despite being a melee unit. So here comes NightHunter, trying to find some value. But this is already a fortified outpost, so that's not going down quite easily. 10,000 hit points. 33, 66, 33, minus 50 resistances. And Gryphons win the day for now. Still a Medusa left though. So can do that. Did teleport back to the main. Okay, so now fancy movement. Also, hunting cabin's empty now. There we go. Spotted it. Beautiful. Another char burner.
We're under attack.
Well, he needs it.
Got a bone that needs picking.
Up to 12 axe wielders now.
Our workers are under attack.
One of these is only producing at half speed, since there's only one worker in there.
The queen has placed her trust in
Looks
us.
like we're gonna go after the wyvern. Which, interestingly, doesn't even bother to attack air. Oh, there we go. But the spell still does hit air.
Building completed.
But Gryphons, pretty decently tanky, 1,700 hit points. You're gonna have to get through those. That's gonna take a little while. Meanwhile, is NightHunter suspecting anything?
Our heroes grew
Where is he?
stronger.
Ah, looks like there was a Medusa left. Interestingly. Enough. But looks like that might just be a free wyvern kill. Has equipped his armor by now. But the wolf god is tanking a lot of damage here. And the wyvern actually does have 25 magical resist. So it's gonna take these beaky boys a little while to chew through that. But there he has it. And what did he get? Both are level 5 it seems. Nope, level 4. So Vegie with the level advantage. And we have a health ring, which isn't bad.
Expanded our borders.
250 health is nothing to sneeze at. A couple more pokes from these boys.
What do you need?
So we're up to 6 sentries now and 15 axe wielders.
Yes.
Versus 13 Gryphons. Which are now getting pretty nicely sent here, but they will take a lot of damage from the main. Let's see if that plays out for him. But he's gonna get at least a couple of these stone boys. Well, that's pretty nice. Forces to teleport, disengages. Nice, nice. One of them gets stuck a little bit. So that might be a free Gryphon. Looks like that was not selected. And left behind to die a gruesome death by the dwarf poachers, as we know and love them. Let's see. It seems like we're up to like 3 stone halls now. No, 4 stone halls versus 4 academies. Well, that isn't that something? Full tier 2 army. Very interesting. And he in fact needs billets now.
Building completed.
Speaking of PopCap, 66 versus 45. Yep, forgot about the billets. Some classic stuff there. Man, they're loud. Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. And yes, indeed, Rising. We are viewer casting tonight. We've got 3 games. This is the first one. It's an interesting one. Not the highest level of play,
What can I do?
but entertaining levels of play. 17 to 22, and that's all we care about. And it's off meta. And that's all I care
Our
about.
population is at maximum capacity.
20 Gryphons.
We need to expand.
Up to now. Excuse me. God damn it. Something's in my throat. And I can't. It's just... awful. Okay. Yeah. Gryphons don't really want a piece of that for now. I wonder what is answered for the Sentries is probably a teleport into a smack.
We're under attack.
Speaking of teleports, NightHunter still on level 4. Vegie does have his level 5 Earth Shatter. And just full cooldown build. Interesting. There we go. Let's watch the Gryphon boys go to work. How's the resistances on these boys? They do have also minus 25 resist.
Our heroes grew stronger.
And ring around the roses for the poor commander here. Ah, but the sentry count is up to 22. My. As I suspected, that's a lot of charcoal he's got to burn through now. Surprising amounts of food, considering the sector count. Looks like he fixed his economy in that regard. And the poor Gryphon boys hasn't actually lost that many. I think we lost like 4 or 5. So that was pretty damn good value for Vegie, but unfortunately everything is low, so we're gonna need some time to heal.
We're being attacked.
Including his hero. And indeed,
Building
please do
completed.
not spoil a Reno if you're being casted. You're more than welcome to share your thoughts after the game. Alright, decides to just cancel the entire expansion. Just in case it's too late. Oh, that's a nice Earth Shatter. Here comes,
Got a bone
here
that
comes the
needs picking.
Gryphon
Our
horde.
heroes grew stronger.
He gets most through of the axe wielders, so we're not focused on the sentries right now. Which is buying NightHunter a little bit of time.
We're being attacked.
Vegie unfortunately has lost his girl at the moment, and he is running a little bit out of resources. He still does need wood to produce these. But there we go, the Gryphons are starting to chow through these boys. By the way, a neat little trick is, if you don't want to like focus fire a singular unit with that many troops, is just, especially with flyers, just pick these up, put them right above the sentries, and then hit stop, so they attack the nearest target. This way, you still get a lot of damage on the back line without actually having to click through single units and creating traffic jams and the like.
Huh?
So that's a neat little trick you can do, and yeah, just gave up on the axe wielders, understandably. Full-on crossbow boys. Let's see what's Vegie's answers. So far, still Gryphons. Have we built anything else?
Looking for potions and scrolls?
Academy's double
I'm
barracks
sure I
now.
have just what you need.
So maybe it's a classic build or a
Pleasure
bait
doing
and
business
switch.
with you. Come
Force
again.
them into
I'm
ranged
getting
and then
new
kill
wares
something
by
the
the
ranged is weak
moon's
against.
turn.
Or produce something.
That should work. Only take a
Still
second.
six of these. We are tier... Yeah, tier 2 just still. So no
Commander,
quick
we
tech
finished researching a new technology.
2 tier 3. And no dwarf tier 3 either. Item-wise, nothing new. We are level 5 now, so we do see the classic barrage and triple brute force. Nothing too special there. And Vegie is now level 6, which is nice. And just chooses some health to keep him alive through these trying times. Places the barracks now on the front line, get some farms up. Good stuff. And since he does have the middle, he's got the refinery there, getting his economy upgrades up. Speaking of tech,
Well then.
that's a good shout. Workshop and refinery are just coming up for NightHunter at 18 minutes. And we only have the refinery. So no Gryphons. Well, the Gryphon Screech is upgraded in the academy. But no, it is not researched. It is decently priced. But it's also pretty nice.
Let's get to
The debuff isn't super hefty. It's like a minus 10% debuff to movement and resistances.
All right, then. Let's get to it.
But by considering the amount that the chunky boys here hit, and with that 25% crit chance, that's not too bad. Basically synergizes with itself as its own unit. And since they do magic damage, they're basically the same as strike against buildings. Alright, they still have collision in the air. So it looks like they still need some surface area there. A couple of them are not attacking. Dwarfs jump on top of it with all the crossbow boys in the world. Oh, nice dodge on the barrage. Actually, that's a very good question. I think it does. I'm pretty sure it also hits air units. But it didn't look like it did. But I'm not entirely sure if it just straight up missed the models.
We're under attack.
Oh, the bait and switch. Nice. Forces the teleport. No godstones on this map. And since the capital is a little bit bigger as everything else, Gryphons are coming in and wrecking house. And I'm
We're
pretty
being
sure...
attacked.
Yep, has to run back. That looks like a GG. Decent amount of magical damage, but each of these chunky boys has 1,700 to go through. That's gonna take the capital quite a while. And the Gryphon Rush Bonanza has succeeded. So that was pretty spicy. Maybe we'll see more of that. Wacky build order. I like it. Not too shabby. Very different game than the usual one. Army Scythe was pretty comparatively. Not too bad. Bit slow on NightHunter's start. It wasn't a classic X-Wielder start, so I'm not quite sure what he was going for. Now you can elaborate. You were sure the capital would hold? Yeah. That's the trick with the surface area. Because the capital just has so much more space for people to hit it. Which is a true force multiplier. So there you go, there are your stats. Vegie doing really well in the XP party. Pretty good to see. And there we have it. GG.